Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Gilmore here on this Thursday night. Back to you again with another video right here on Killer of Demons 669. And subscribe. And that's pretty much it. Alright, hope everybody had a great Thursday. Cold, very cold here in the Northeast today. I hope everybody bundled up. It snowed a little bit yesterday, so we didn't get much, but it was like about a coating, going almost an inch. It was very icy last night. Gonna be icy next couple of nights. I think it's back up to 50 by Christmas. So can't get any better than that. But this was so weekends here. Day off hopefully tomorrow, but things, I heard things, but I really don't want to go in. I might have to, which sucks. But we'll see what happens with that. If I'm off, I'm off. If not, then make some money. That I don't want to make, but it is what it is. And that's it. Alright, on this Thursday night, December the 19th, 2019, 5 days away from my birthday, 6 days away from Christmas. So Christmas, hope you're getting your last minute Christmas shopping, because this weekend, you're going to have to do it. I'm trying to get something for Rosa, but it's kind of expensive, and I really don't have that much money right now. Money is tight right now, and I got a lot of bills to pay. And then, so it is what it is, and that's it. Alright, on this Thursday night, it is time for your late and out-of-date Monday night. Oh, taped. Actually, it wasn't taped, but Monday Night Raw review for December the 16th, 2019. From, I believe it was in Des Moines, Iowa. I don't remember what it was, but it is what it is. The show kind of sucked. And then they taped next week, this coming Monday's Raw, right after last week's Raw. This week's Raw. They taped next week's Raw right after the show. So next week is taped because it's Christmas time, and I guess all the WWE is going to be home for the holidays. And then they come back on the 26th at MSG with the house show. So that's pretty good and dandy. They're gonna be at the Barclays Center tomorrow night. Going to the Barclays Center on Peter Gilmore Sanctuary. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So let's get into the review. Let's not waste any more of your precious time, and that's all I got to say about that. Alright, the show starts with Seth Rollins, burn it down! And he comes out with the AOP, the Authors of Pain. Now the official name is now, their stable name is the Architects of Pain. It was actually mentioned at the Architects of Pain, so thank me for naming them. He calls them the first two men that chose to be on the right side of history. He says he's been called the future since his NXT debut way back when. He beat Brock Lesnar not once but twice this year, and everyone kept saying it. And then it changed, and people kind of questioned his leadership, like he did something wrong. And he says, being a leader isn't about being cool, it's about making decisions to make progress. And Kevin Owens didn't understand it. He resisted, became an example, like he got beat up last week. Seth says he doesn't lie, he is a leader and a visionary, and will lead Raw and the industry into the next decade and beyond. See what happens with that. And we're going to be kicking and screaming. He's going to drag us kicking and screaming, posing his will. And if you resist, the AOP will enforce his will. And he has to settle the score. He has to settle a score, and you won't like it. And he's sorry. So I don't know who's got a score to settle with, but we'll see what happens with that. So we'll see what happens with that. Not a bad promo from Seth Rollins. So I gave it a 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that was that. Alright, after that, we had our first match, a rematch from from TLC. This match ended in a double countout. So we get the rematch, and this match should have been on Sunday, but last Sunday at TLC. But we get this on Raw. We got the Viking Raiders taking on the Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson. This is where TLC went downhill from that match all the way up to the main event. Jokes started to suck, and that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Match was decent. It wasn't great. Starts off with Ivar and Luke Gallows going at it. Then Gallows attacks. Anderson tags in. He's quickly cut off. Eric falls with some knee strikes. Ivar back in. They double team Anderson. And then Anderson rakes the eyes. Tags in Luke Gallows. Eric dumps him to the floor. Goes for a dive. It's cut off. And Gallows slams him into the barricade. As we go to break. We come back. Anderson has Eric grounded. And they're working on Eric for a while. And Eric fires up. And comes back. Goes some counters. Tags in Ivar. He runs amok on Carl Anderson. Dumps Gallows. And the Bronco Buster falls for a near fall. Then Anderson quickly cuts him off with a neck breaker. Gallows tags in. They start working on Ivar. But Ivar hits the back handspring elbow. And they fall with stereo suicide dives as we go to another break. We come back. Gallows is in control, because as always, the heels come back. Anderson in, and the Boot of Doom. The Boot of Doom falls for a near fall. And then Ivar battles back, tags in Eric. He goes nuts on Gallows. And Ivar comes back in. They did double team for a near fall. Gallows battles back, tags in Anderson. He falls with some uppercuts. And he's cut off. Eric hits a powerbomb, and Ivar heads up top and goes for the moonsault. It missed. Then they dump Eric to the outside, and then the Good Brothers hit the Magic Killer. 1, 2, 3. The Good Brothers once again beat the Viking Raiders. They did at Crown Jewel in the Best of the World Trophy. They beat them on Monday night, and it's only a matter of time before they get that title shot. I probably will get that title shot. I would think coming up soon or by the Royal Rumble, but we'll see what happens with that. So, not a bad match per se. I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars, and sets up that title match later on, probably sometime next year. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, then we see Eric Rowan interviewed about his wacky pet. Like, mind your business. So we still don't know what is in the cage. People saying it's a snake. Like, paying homage to Jake the Snake Roberts. I don't know. We'll eventually find out what's in the cage. And, see. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we see the OC celebrating backstage with AJ Styles. And AJ promises to take care of Randy Orton and his monotonous voice on his own. To destroy him and end his career. We'll see about that. I don't know if AJ can do that, but we'll see what happens. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars, and we move on. Alright, then we get to your squash match of the week. Eric Rowan taking on Jesus Shuttlesworth. I guess that's his name. I don't know. I didn't really catch his name. I really didn't care. So Shuttlesworth tries to go to the floor. Rowan chases him, and he heads under the ring. He goes to the cage. Rowan sees him, and basically he beat the crap out of him like the jobber the week before did that. He grabbed the cage, and then he ran up the ramp, put it down, and then he got his ass handed to him. So he puts him in the ring. Iron Claw Slam. 1, and then he hits another one. 1, 2, 3. He picks up the win in just under 2 minutes. That's your squash match of the week. I gave it 1 out of 5 stars. And, yeah. Just filler. And, that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Alright, then we go to the back. We see Charlie Caruso. Interviewing Andrade and Selena Vega. Back together now. Thankfully, they didn't break them up. Selena runs down Charlie and says they know Humberto beat Andrade twice, but it'll be the worst thing that ever happened to him because now they take him seriously. So yeah, they took him too lightly, and you lost. You almost broke up, and now you take Humberto seriously. So yeah, I would take him seriously now because he is a guy to deal with. So we get that, and we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Right, after that, we got a Liv Morgan makeover video package. Basically, she's taking a bath, naked. See, she's her goods and everything, and how Liv Morgan's gonna look when she comes. I'm kind of getting the Emelina 2.0 vibe. Like she's gonna come out, like as Liv. We'll probably just call her Liv, not Liv Morgan. Just probably call her Liv. And she's not gonna be the Jersey chick that was in NXT, chick that was in the Riot Squad. We got a whole new look for Liv Morgan, and we'll see what happens with that. She says, "I have to destroy myself so the real me can emerge." So basically, she's destroying her past to see the future, I guess. So we'll see what happens with this. I would think by the Royal Rumble we'll probably see what transformation of Liv Morgan. But yeah, I'm getting that Emelina vibe from this little thing. And if she comes out and then we don't see her a week later, it just goes on for like 6 months. Like Emma's thing did, 4 months or whatever amount of time it went. And then she comes out and then just leaves. And then we don't hear from her again. I mean, I think she left. She got released after that. If this is the case, I hate to be Liv. That's all I gotta say about that. And we're gonna move on from there. And all right, then we go to Lashley and Lana in the ring. They're celebrating beating Rusev at TLC in a table match. This was lame. I don't know why this angle's still going on. And it continues next week. And then the week after that. When is this going to end? When is it going to end? I hope if it's not at the Royal Rumble, I don't know when it's going to end. Maybe by WrestleMania. Hopefully not, but we'll see what happens. So Lana promotes her Instagram. Reminds us that her hot boyfriend Lashley defeated Rusev at TLC, which I mentioned before. She praises Lashley, says she wants him to do what? Don't answer that. She wants the world to know how much he loves her and ask him. She flubbed the lines again to marry her. So Lashley's kind of taken back a little bit, and he's like, "I don't like to be told what to do, except when it's you, Lana." So then he proposes to Lana and says they will be an amazing power couple. So Lana's gushing. She's like, "Yay, I will marry you, Lani. I will suck your big black cock. Ah!" And then Lana says it was just like they rehearsed and accepts. So they must have planned this right after TLC. I don't know what that meant, but alright. And she says it will be the most amazing wedding ever and will take place on Lana Day. Which means in 2 weeks. If you read the spoiler, you know. But, so yeah, 2 weeks, we're gonna see the wedding of Bobby Lashley and Lana. And guess who's gonna crash it? You guessed it. Because, well, as we all know, in WWE, weddings do not go as planned. Absolutely. So yeah, we're gonna see that on first part of 2020, the wedding of Lana and Bobby Lashley, and it's gonna suck. That's all I gotta say about that. Speaking of suckage, I gave this suckage no rating because I didn't give two shits about it. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. And we move on. All right, there we go to the U.S. title #1 contenders gauntlet match. This match lasted almost an hour, and had some pretty good parts of it. Not great parts, but it is what it is. We had Humberto Carrillo, Andrade, Ricochet, Matt Hardy, of all people, took out and R-Truth. So it starts off with R-Truth and Akira Tozawa. And, which made no sense. I don't know why. Basically, Tozawa gets the cradle pin in about 2 minutes. And then, as Truth lost, we see the Geek Squad, all the jobbers trying to chase after him in his 24/7 title, which hasn't been actually seen in about a couple weeks. So, we got that. So no title change as of right now. I haven't heard anything. Truth's been a champion for 23 times now? Yeah. Get ready for 24 soon. So we get that. Then after that, Ricochet comes out, and him and Tozawa put on a pretty good clinic. Tozawa cut him up with a spin kick, follows with a suicide dive, he hits another one. They go back in, Tozawa goes up top, Ricochet cuts him off with a drop kick out of midair. Then he works a modified abdominal stretch. Then gets a cradle pin for 2. Then he gets a modified gory special slam for a near fall. They go back and forth for a while. And then Tozawa gets the octopus hold. Ricochet escapes with an ensiguri. Go back and forth. And then Tozawa hits a German for 2. Ricochet fires back with some elbow strikes. And then he's going amok a little bit. And then Tozawa counters the running shooting star press into a cradle for a near fall. Heads up top. Ricochet cuts him off. And then he hits a super kick. And then the recoil for the win to eliminate Akira Tozawa. Right there, so got that. And then Matt Hardy comes out, and they went about 10 minutes. So Matt was in control. Ricochet fires back. Matt cuts him off with a blackout powerbomb for a near fall. Ricochet fires back, and but Matt counters an insecurity into a side effect for a near fall. Goes up top, misses the moonsault, and then we see Ricochet hit a running shooting star press for 2. He goes up top and has to roll through the 630, and the cradle picks up the elimination for Matt Hardy, so he's gone. And then out next is Humberto Carrillo, and as we go to break, we come back, and they put on a pretty good match. Both of them are in control. Carrillo hits a tope as they go to the outside, and you're back in. So to work over the arm, and Ricochet covers for a near fall. He grounds thing and hits divorce cord for a near fall. And keeps him grounded. They trade back and forth. Ricochet fires off, Carrillo cuts him off, attacking the arm. And then Ricochet try to pick up the pace, make the comeback. And then Zelina Vega comes out to just stare at Humberto and cause a distraction. And then for a break, we come back, and Ricochet comes back with a missile dropkick and a running shooting star press. Heads up top, misses the moonsault. Humberto Carrillo missed the moonsault, I should say. Ricochet fires back, and they go back and forth. Ricochet crossbodies him to the floor. He tees the double count out. They get back in at 9.5. And then Humberto Carrillo went up top. Ricochet followed him. And then Ricochet hits a superplex for a near fall. They go back and forth again. And Ricochet follows with some suplexes for a near fall. Goes up top. Carrillo cuts him off. And goes up top. Ricochet counters a poison rana, but Carrillo hits the disaster kick. And then a moonsault for the elimination. So Ricochet's gone. So it's down to Andrade and Humberto Carrillo. Andrade comes and attacks Carrillo from behind, hits the double knees, dumps Carrillo and peels up the mats. He whips him into the barricade, and then he DDTs him on the exposed floor. Ow. And basically, this match ended in a no contest because there was no winner. So, Rey Mysterio has no new number 1 contender for his belt. So this was basically a 50-minute waste of your time. But some of the matches are okay, so I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. And Ray comes out to check on Carrillo after, and then Johnny leaves because Humberto is dead. Well, he was basically knocked out unconscious, so. I still don't understand why this lasted 50 minutes. I really don't understand that. I know it's a gauntlet match. I understand the rule of the gauntlet match, but you know, we need a winner here. Don't give us 50 minutes and no winner. So stupid. That's all I gotta say about that. And we move on. Alright, then we go to break, we come back, we see Humberto Carrillo stretch it out. And we see Seth Rollins and the AOP arrive. And we see Seth has Rey Mysterio's pipe that Kevin Owens had. And they kick the living bejesus out of Rey Mysterio. And then Seth says they just wanted to give Rey his pipe back. He then said it's Rey's lucky night and lays him out with the blackout or the curb stomp. We get that. And then we find out that Seth's gonna challenge Rey Mysterio for the U.S. title on Monday Night Raw this Monday night. Yeah, doesn't end well. That's all I gotta say about that. So we get that. So alright, then we get a Randy Orton and his voice promo on AJ Styles. He goes over his accomplishments, but says that this is Raw, and Orton will remind him why he is superior. So, no hype for them main event match coming up in just a little bit. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And alright, let me get to the next match. Asuka and Deonna Purrazzo, who we haven't seen in a while. It's an NXT, so we get a Raw versus NXT match. Then we get a video package for Deonna showing stuff in various other promotions she's been in, Ring of Honor. I don't think they showed anything from Ring of Honor. I really didn't look at it, but it was. So we get to the match. Match was what it was, 4 minutes suckfest. Asuka won with the Asuka lock, and Deonna tapped out. It sucks that she's there and she loses all the time. So we get that. But you know, Deonna had some moments, but Asuka was just too much for her, and she gets the win. Match gave 2 out of 5 stars, and that was pretty much it. After that, we get Charlie Caruso interviewing Becky Becky 1 belt, Becky Lynch. Man. And she was asked about losing at TLC. Becky says she's been off her game as of late, and the powers that be are trying to protect her, and that's because she's the golden goose. And many people think that people think that she can't beat Asuka. And because Asuka's beat her twice already. Once in the TLC match, and once at TLC. So she says she doesn't want to be protected, and she needs Asuka. And she says she's never beaten her, but she has to change that for herself. So basically, they're leading up to an Asuka-Becky Lynch feud and a match at the Royal Rumble. And I think Becky will beat Asuka, because it makes no sense for Asuka to win the belt and then have Asuka 2 belts. Even though Asuka and Kairi Sane are going to be leaving soon. They're really not getting treated right in WWE. And they're probably going back to Japan. But we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that interview 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Alright, then we get to the main event. Randy Orton and his mountainous voice takes on AJ Styles. That was okay. It wasn't great. Starts with Randy Orton beating the crap out of AJ in the corner. AJ comes back. Orton teases the RKO. AJ went to the outside. And while on the outside, Orton slams AJ into the apron. They go back in. Orton's in control, but Styles stuns him off. And then cuts him off the springboard attempt. And AJ counters the draping demon DDT. And locks in the calf killer. Orton fights, and Styles keeps it on. And Orton makes the ropes barely. Then they go to the floor, and AJ is in control. He chop blocks Orton. And they bring him back in the ring. Orton fires back, but gets cut off, a poke to the eye to stop AJ. Orton then cuts him off and hits the snap power slam. Follows that up with a headbutt. Then he hits the Vintage Orton backbreaker. And he covers for a near fall. 2. He takes AJ up top, follows up with some strikes, and AJ escapes, takes out the knee. Then AJ hits a lion salt for a near fall. Goes for the clash. Orton fought out of it. Hits the draping DDT. Looks for the RKO. Styles counters into the calf killer. Orton escaped. And then AJ got sent to the apron. He teased the RKO. I look like I got botched, but it is what it is. And AJ faked him out, and then he tried to hit the Phenomenal Form again, and then Orton hit the RKO out of nowhere, pick up the win. So Orton picks up the win on AJ Styles. Match was alright. I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. So that was that, and then afterwards, House and Anderson come out, and they beat up on Orton 3-on-1. The Viking Raiders come out to make the save, but then they get laid out. And then the OC stands tall. And that basically ends Monday Night Raw for December the 16th, 2019. So, wasn't a show. Wasn't anything great. Kind of sloppy. Like, as always on Monday Night Raw, it puts you to sleep. This was bad. I mean, next week's going to be worse. This is taped. And then we're going to have the final Raw of 2019 on December the 30th. So we'll see what happens with that. I believe that's going to be a live show right before New Year's Eve. So that's the New Year's Eve edition of Monday Night Raw. And then we got the last SmackDown of 2019 on December the 27th, I believe. I'm not sure on that, if they're going to do a show on that date, or they're going to tape a show at the Barclays Center tomorrow night. I don't know. We'll see. Then we got the first Raw of 2020 on January the 3rd. So we're going to see what happens with that as we lead up into the Royal Rumble at the end of January in Houston, Texas. And we'll see what happens. That's all I got to say about that. So, like I said, kind of an uneventful Monday Night Raw. And what are you going to do? It's the way Monday Night Raw has been lately. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So my rating for Monday Night Raw, I gave it a 4 out of 10, a Bret Hart 4 out of 10. You know, I would have went lower, but you know, I'm kind of being a little bit generous to some of the matches that were okay. You know, but you know, find out next week with Lana and Rusev. That's gonna be Lana and Lashley, and maybe Rusev. With when the wedding is, I think we already know it's gonna be after, on the New Year's Eve edition of Monday Night Raw. Get that, and we got Seth Rollins versus Rey Mysterio for the U.S. title this Monday night. Might be a good match. We'll see what happens if the AOP interfere and they help Seth win the belt that he doesn't really need. But we'll see. And we keep going on the road to Royal Rumble, the first pay-per-view of the year in 2020, and see what happens with Becky and Asuka. If you know that leads up to a match at the Royal Rumble, we'll see what happens with the Viking Raiders and the OC. Maybe have a tag title match this Monday night, or coming up in the future. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So once again, 4 out of 10 stars for Raw. It just sucked, and that's all I gotta say about that. So if you have any questions regarding Raw, regarding SmackDown, regarding NXT, I'm gonna do my NXT review probably if not later tonight, probably tomorrow, tomorrow night maybe, or I might save it if I have to. If I'm not able to do it tomorrow, I will do it probably either Saturday night or early Sunday. So I'm gonna be watching the end of the Niner game on Saturday night, and I don't know how tired I'm gonna be from work because I gotta work till 9 o'clock, and then by the time I get home, it's like 10 o'clock. 10, I would say 10:30. So I'll probably catch the end of the Niner game, and then I gotta have some dinner, and then we'll figure out what's gonna happen with that. That's it. So that's it for Monday Night Raw. Thank you for watching. Leave your questions down below about Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW, Impact Wrestling, NWA, Power, and New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor. Anything in the world of professional wrestling, put your questions down below. You can also ask me questions about politics. If you want to talk about the Donald Trump impeachment, we can talk about that. We can talk about baseball, football, basketball, hockey, anything in the world of sports, movies, music, anything you want to talk about. Open forum, and it's your questions. Hopefully by the end of this year or early start of next year, but we'll see what happens. And that's pretty much it. So subscribe to this channel and my other channels, which are down below in the description box. Friend me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter at my Twitter link, which is in the description box below as well. And share this video all over the internet. And most importantly, tap that bell so you don't miss an upload. If you never miss an upload, and my videos can hopefully get sent out to you, and you can watch them firsthand. And leave your questions, leave your comments, leave your whatever you want. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna hopefully get my AEW review up in a little bit. I'll do my NXT review probably later after that, or tomorrow, or Sunday. That's it for now. Thank you for watching. I'm Peter Gilmore signing off. Peace. Bitch is